All right, welcome back, everybody, to Seoul, South Korea. This is the GSL Code A Round 1. I am Doa. With me is Wolf, and we have made it to our fourth and final match of the day. And, as far as fan favorites, we've seen a lot. We've seen players gaining new fans today, but we have got one of the legends of Starcraft playing. We have got Slayer's Boxer playing against MVP Dream. It's going to be a TVT. And, it's going to be a really interesting one, too. Boxer has some really cool TVC strategies. If he survives this round, I think he's got a good shot of being around the GSL for a long time now.
You know, what's really impressive about Boxer is he's always managed to stay in. If he falls out, gets back in.
He's been out and in like 2 or 3 times now already.
He's always been able to get back in. And his opponent here is MVP Dream, not someone who's really well known as being a good player, but I think it's going to be a close match, but I think Boxer can take this guy. Absolutely can.
Yeah. If there's any sort of fault, I was actually talking to Sella about this because I was like, well, Boxer, he's not obviously doing that great. He doesn't have the best results yet in the GSL. He does very well in foreign events in a lot of cases, but in the GSL just hasn't quite hit his stride yet. And so I was talking to Sella about this one day. We were kind of sitting around and kind of having a conversation about it. And
you guys go to the coffee shop?
Yeah, that's right. We got like our little cafe latte chino or whatever it is. I don't know, but I just invented a new drink right there. But what Sella said, and I agree with him, is that Boxer tries to do too much sometimes. He tries to be too tricky, too smart in his play. And that kind of holds him back, and we do see that quite a bit. Looks like first we're going to take a replay from that nice series between StarTale Superstar and Brown, Slayer's Brown, that is.
Nice Brown was always on the cusp of defeat in a lot of these games, but he knew just how to push it, man. He knew when I can take a third base. This is kind of a risky third base, but I'm going to take it. I'm going to push my way through the middle of the map. He bullied Superstar in this game with his stalkers.
He pushed it real good.
He pushed it, man.
Push it.
I'm not getting this reference, though. What's going on?
Did you get it now?
No.
Well, never mind then. It's too late. All right. But yeah, you're right. He did kind of do just what he needed to do at just the right time, and he defeated what I would consider a fairly strong Zerg player.
Absolutely.
Not like a scary Nest T level Zerg player.
This is a really cool decision
strong Zerg player
by a Superstar to go for this Nexus.
I agree.
He gets it, and he gets the second Nexus as well. He has these tough roaches. He's equipped them with +2 Carapace in this case, just for the purpose of sniping Nexi. Remember, the Zerglings have +2 Carapace as well, and he's even going to break through those cannons. Gets the second Nexus, but what he botches next is he does not deal with the Stalkers that are killing his hatcheries, nor does he control his Mutalisk well.
Yeah, exactly.
And you guys are going to see that again here in a second.
Well, the big thing, too, is... that's actually right. I was getting ahead of myself. I was starting to think about the second game already. But yeah, in this case, it was he had the mutas out.
Yeah, look, they're out. He uses them to buy time. He cancels that hatchery.
Yeah.
And at this point, it's like, well, I don't know if I can deal with these Stalkers. But he loses a lot of Lings there. Do you notice he sent all those Zerglings forward? There's no reason for him to send those Zerglings there. He needs to wait. He's going to lose a hatchery no matter what. But look at this. These units are coming back to deal with the mutas. Now, these mutas get a free Colossus, but he just does not micro them. He just lets them all die. Like here, it's like, okay, well, you're going to win this fight. That's fine. And meanwhile, the Stalkers are killing the natural. And
here we are again.
And here we are. I drink water.
That's good. Don't want you to get dehydrated. Remember, we don't want to cut back and have you just be like a skeleton in a blazer.
That would be a little bit weird.
Well, let's sit up straight since we're on camera again, Yeah, just don't slouch.
Like, what are you, Mary Poppins?
You find the fun and snap the jobs a game, Wolf. That's what or sometimes you find the fun and snap the game's a job. In this case.
Wow.
Interesting.
That was pretty cool. That went to like the next level, man.
All right, well, there he is, MVP Dream.
Yeah, very young player.
You can see here that he did make it to the round of 16 last season. It bought him a ticket to this season, basically.
Yep.
But now he's got to go up against Slayer's Boxer, which even, despite the results Boxer's been putting up, it's got to still be intimidating. A lot of these kids grew up watching
That's
Boxer.
exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
This kid's young enough to where he was probably like 8 to 10 years old, man, when Boxer was playing. He's like watching and cheering him on.
We even hear players like Marine King saying, I grew up watching Boxer play. Boxer's the reason I became a pro gamer. Wouldn't be surprised at all, especially if he plays Terran, that, Boxer was an influence on him.
Of course, man. Anyone who is into esports in Korea knows about Slayer's Boxer, knows about this guy, his trademark Boxer Intel jacket.
Yep.
Made it in through his Code A preliminary round, which is no easy feat. He's back.
Yeah, Boxer is back, but will he survive the Danger Day today? That's the question. If he survives this, he is guaranteed at the least a shot at the up and down matches, and he'll stay in the GSL. If he loses today, he's got to requalify again, which he's done like twice already. He doesn't want to have to do that again.
Nobody wants to have to do that, man.
Yeah.
That's why this is the Danger Day.
Yep.
And with our new format, when you fall out of Code A, you still have to wait. For example, you fall out of Code S, you can get back into Code S that season, but it's a time issue, really. You only have so many shots at it. Boxer's trying to look into doing bigger and better things. He actually commentated at WCG. He runs a pro gaming team. Of course, this is a busy guy, and he may be trying to decide, if I keep having to requalify, is it really worth my time to be a pro gamer right now? Do I want to look into other things? Of course, these are things that go through Boxer's mind.
There were some questions about that last time after he did get knocked out, if he was going to try to requalify or not. He decided to do it, decided to go for it. I personally think he still has the skill to compete.
Oh, absolutely, man. He's shown us he's actually even better now than he was before.
It's true. He is improving. He is improving, definitely. And he definitely cares about every match. I mean, this guy, it's hard to really bring that across on the screen, But if you see him in person, if you see him after the matches, he cares. So let's get into the game, see who comes out on top. Boxer versus Dream here on the GSL. All right, thanks once again to our awesome sponsors for bringing this great StarCraft 2 tournament to you guys. Down the lower left part of the map, we have our Terran player from the team, MVP. He's got some skill. Now's his chance to prove it. He is.
MVP, Dream.
I dreamed about a tiny Marine who just stood on my desk. Told me what to do. He just said stim over and over again. All right, and up in the upper right, one of the legends of StarCraft. It's been around for a long time. He is
Slayer's Boxer.
A lot of Boxer fans here.
Yeah, man.
This is one of the biggest crowns I've ever seen at the studio, and it's the round of 48. I'm so excited for how many people.
I like him more anyway. That's the best part.
I think we all do.
Obviously a lot of Boxer fans here in the audience.
I'm just so happy that we're seeing this huge growth of fans for StarCraft 2 all over the world, not just in Korea, not just in Mokdong at our studio, man.
Well, here's the thing. I've been in Korea since about March. Watching the GSL, watching it grow, and I have seen StarCraft 2 rapidly gain popularity here in Korea. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that'll try to tell you it's failing. They're wrong. They're actually just completely wrong. Brood War is still very big, and that's fine. I'm a Brood War fan. There's a lot of Brood War fans out there. But StarCraft 2 is certainly growing at an extremely fast rate.
Very true.
And,
Well, the economies of these two players are about to grow at extremely fast rates.
I think you're right.
A 14cc for Dream and a 15cc for Boxer, so slight variations on the build. Both of them extremely similar in how they play out.
14 tends to be a little bit more common, but 15 isn't really going to make that big of a difference either. It just kind of works out a little bit smoother with your SCV production.
If you will, this part of the game will be the calm before the storm.
I see what you did there. It's the name of the map.
We're not going to have any fast Banshee times or anything like that. It's very rare to see a Command Center first in this matchup. You can see it sometimes because of maps like this. People try to take a risk, but in this case, since both players are going Command Center first, neither of them are going to attack each other for quite some time. It's going to kind of be a race to see who techs up faster and what sort of tech choices are made for these guys.
I gotta say, I am so relieved to see Boxer do a macro opening. He's been so stuck on these really intricate, complex timings on one base that he's been relying on in TVT, and they're really cool to see. They're fun to watch, and it's cool when they work, but they're very, very fragile and risky.
They oftentimes do not work.
They oftentimes do not work. That's very true. So I'm glad to see him go for a much more standard opening here. we could see some of this delayed Banshee timing that we've been seeing after these very fast command centers. It catches Terran players a lot of times when they're not saving a scan like they would be normally. So we'll have to see what we can do. Obviously, Dream's going to get here and see everything. He's going to see... Did he see both gases?
He saw the factory, did not see both gases. He only saw one gas.
So that's a valuable piece of information that he doesn't have now. Goodbye, SCV. Thanks for playing the game.
And Boxer is actually just now sitting in SCV scout out himself. He has no idea what's going on. He's playing very much in the dark right now.
Yeah, a little bit risky.
It's going to force him to make a bunker. He just has to make one. He doesn't know what's going on. He's starting that bunker right now.
It's fine, Wolf. You know why? You get 75 minerals back for that thing.
Very true.
Yeah. It's not bad. If your money's getting high, you can just build a lot of bunkers and make a bunker farm. It's been discussed. I'm just kidding, of course. That's a terrible idea. Don't do that.
Well, bunkers
young
not gain
Starcraft 2
interest.
players.
So
No, they don't.
I guess if there were a cap to the amount of minerals you could have at once in StarCraft, you could invest in this.
It's like a food cap, and soon there'll be a mineral cap. Oh, I hope not. That would be horrible.
That would be horrible. Well, blue flaming research here for Dream.
Okay.
Which leads us to believe that we're going to see a mech-oriented style from him. The Marines cut off the SCV. Boxer is completely in the dark. Wasn't even able to get a glimpse of the natural, or the outside natural, I should say.
And now this pretty quick blue flame by Dream is actually a subject of some debate in Korea right now, and in StarCraft 2 in general. Of course, it doesn't two-shot Marines and workers anymore like it used to. It still does do more damage, of course, but it takes, more shots. So I've heard some Terran players, some pros that are saying it's not worth it to get it early anymore, and I've heard a lot that say it is. So it's a point of contention right now in TVT, and it's something that's going to only be sort of hammered out by a number of games. So.
And, of course, we're not talking about whether or not Blue Flame is good anymore, guys. We're talking about the specific timing.
The timing for getting Blue Flame, yeah.
When you get Blue Flame this quickly, it's usually for specific purposes that no longer are very useful.
I've got a feeling we're going to see him try to do a drop. He is making some Vikings right now, but... well, maybe not. Maybe I could be wrong. He could just be making Blue Flame Hellions, I guess.
Yeah, both players starting Vikings just because they both know that the Banshee timing, they want to make sure that they're prepared for this.
Exactly.
In fact, right now, Boxer patrolling Vikings around the edge of his base to make sure that no Banshee sneak in. Actually, Dream doing the exact same. Oh.
Now, Boxer's getting stim here.
Yeah, I was actually exactly what I was saying. He's getting stim, so he's not going to be going for as mech-oriented of a style.
Yeah, looks like he's either going to move into Marine Tank or he's going to just go straight up Marines with stim, which, depending on the timing he decides to move out with, could work okay. Yeah,
I love the clash of mech versus bio in this matchup. It actually makes it feel like it's not a mirror because you have two completely different styles hitting each other. Boxer's going for a faster third command center with mech play. That's a little bit more difficult to do, but with bio, you can get this really early command center and hold it with bunkers before your opponent gets a lot of mech. Dream is getting cloak right now for his Banshees, like that delayed cloak you were talking about earlier.
Well, it really looks like we are going to have a very definitive mech versus bio game here. And the thing is with it, bio works better on different maps, obviously. I haven't actually seen a game like this on this map yet, so I'm going to reserve my judgment. Just because of the terrain, I would tend to think that mech is going to work a little bit better if you play it right.
I would completely agree.
So, Boxer's making it hard for himself. Oh, looks like that Medivac's going to get caught by Boxer. That drop is never going to happen. Here's the problem with having a lot of Hellions early on and nothing that can hit air.
Yeah, he invested 150 gas into something he has not yet even... The Hellions have not even thrown a breath of air, man.
Yeah, those Marauders are going to stop the Hellions from riding into Boxer's base as well, so he's going to be fine. Now, another player on Slayer's team, MMA, is extremely good at bio versus mech. He's probably the best in the world at it. I think I can comfortably say that.
Yeah, I mean, the only person who comes close, in my opinion, is Pulp. And I think
Pulp is very good. Yeah.
Pretty good. MVP is decent as well, but I would agree 100%. And Boxer has practiced quite extensively with this guy.
Yeah.
Scouted him even.
I think, I think bio fits Boxer's preference and styles a little bit more lately, just kind of how he's played in StarCraft 2 lately. We were talking to Pult the other day at the TSL house, and Pult was saying, I like bio versus, bio and TVT, but I think that in the end it's going to be mech that's going to come out as the dominant style. So Terran players know this. The ones that are playing bio right now know that they're going to need to transition to mech at some point, but as long as it's still working, why change?
Well, there's something I wanted to point out. Boxer made his command center much faster than Dream.
Yeah.
But because the Hellions were putting pressure on Boxer, didn't really feel comfortable taking his expansion. Dream has actually had his command center up for much longer. He's actually got 4 factories out, pumping units.
It's starting to look a little bit scary because Boxer has not put any pressure at all on
none whatsoever.
Right,
and what can happen? Okay, so Boxer is finally going to move out, but I was concerned because
Small
what can
army.
often happen is if you never move out, your opponent can start to contain you with mech, and then you're just out of luck.
Very, very true. And Boxer's going to wish he'd left some units at home. Uh-oh.
Yeah, he's very preoccupied with the other Hellions, but these Hellions are going to do a ton of damage.
Oh, huge mistake by Slayer's Boxer to not leave any units there. 2 Marauders popping out right now, immediately stimming, going after the Hellions. Going to minimize the damage a little bit, but that is not what Boxer wanted to happen. Ugh.
Total of 15 workers killed here.
Yeah.
Very good trade for Dream. Also forced Boxer's entire army home.
Very uncharacteristic of Boxer to leave something like that out
He
there.
started a depot wall, but he just didn't finish it, you know?
Well, I feel like, too, maybe these players aren't as familiar with the maps, you know? Because that does happen. If you're playing on a map you're not as familiar with, you'll move out and you'll think you'll be safe against something, and then people will come in from an angle you're not expecting. It does happen.
Wow, man, Dream's got 2 sensor towers. He's getting high-sec auto tracking right now.
Yeah, I think Dream's looking pretty good
Dream is looking
here.
solid. He's already got +1 vehicle weapons about to finish.
Yeah.
Boxer does have 1/1 upgrades on his bio forces, though.
Yeah. Taking down these rocks. And
Now-
Aliens might get some free shots of these Marines.
Yeah, very true.
Whoa.
Oh, botched it a
man.
little bit. Now, something that happens a lot when you get in the situation the Boxer is in is you might hide some starports and start going for a lot of Vikings, but Dream has made so many Vikings already that strategy is just not really going to be an option. The Boxer's just added that second starport.
Well,
He's got 2 reactored starports. He's making 3 Vikings at a time.
at this point, Boxer is not really playing this correctly. I gotta say, I mean, you normally see a player like, well, let's compare Boxer to MMA right now. MMA in this situation would be doing drops. He'd be much more active around the map. He'd be making more command centers. Boxer is making a 4th now, so
Yeah,
he's
and he is
still got a
trying-
chance. He's not out of the game or
Yeah,
anything.
he's
but
trying to do that Viking switch that I was talking about too.
yeah,
He's
trying
starting
to
2
play
command
safer,
centers.
too.
Now he's starting to get it, I think. I mean,
There we go.
he's
I was
still going to
worried.
have trouble holding all these bases because Dream has just got this, well, what may be referred to as a death ball, ready to move out, man. It's almost maxed out. Dream's got so many Vikings. Right now the Viking count is 9 for Dream and 9 for Boxer. Boxer about to surpass him slightly, but Dream's already got a Thor out as well.
Well, Dream is really doing this correctly. I mean, he's being active with his Hellions, but he's not sacrificing too many of them. He's doing some damage, and he's getting his upgrades and waiting to max out. That's kind of the big thing that you need to do with mech. And now, basically maxed out. He's going to move across the map, and we'll see if Boxer can hold it.
We'll see, man. That's a lot of siege tanks. In fact, in total, we have 17 siege tanks.
Yeah, it's a pretty scary army, but the one thing is that there's not a lot of Hellions, so if Boxer can catch him unsieged, he can still do okay against this.
Very true, and he does have a decent amount of Marauders. He's got a ton of units and dropships.
Yeah, he's going to drop those on the tanks,
Yeah,
I would
absolutely.
imagine.
But he's going to have to be careful because he's got to deal with the Vikings.
Yep.
Tanks are already sieged up here. Boxer's stepping back as Dream slowly sieges his tanks forward.
Oh,
Boxer
wow.
continuing
Point
to
defense
scan.
drone wasted there
Yeah,
by
oops.
Dream. Whoops. And here he goes. He's going to drop on the
Oh,
tanks.
targeting down Vikings and not medevacs here, actually.
Yeah, wow, look at that. Boxer dropping everything on the tanks. Great engagement for Slayer's Boxer. He did that absolutely perfectly.
Yeah, that could not have gone any better
Wow.
for Boxer. Destroying those tanks, a huge misstep by Dream, not targeting down those medevacs. He had to have known what was going on there.
I'm just blown away. That was just executed flawlessly.
Look at Boxer's massive sensor tower control in the middle of the map as well.
Yeah. He's got to be careful, though. He really, really, really needs to be careful about pushing in right now because it's really easy for a mech player to defend against a big frontal attack like this. So we'll have to see how Boxer decides to engage.
I'd like to see if Boxer's just going to check for a third, then go home, and that's it. That is what he's going to do.
That's a good idea. I'm glad that he's doing that. I'm very glad. It's better to take more bases, make sure that you have a big maxed out army, make sure you have a lot of map control. Yeah, Boxer's actually playing this really well right now.
Well, I feel like Boxer got the one thing he needed. You know, I don't think that engagement should have gone as well for Boxer as it did, but now Boxer's got control of this game.
Yeah, he does.
I'd like
now.
to see him switch now into more mech play, but that's not what he's doing. He's adding 3 barracks.
It's
He's
a little
getting
bit-
2-2 upgrades. He's getting +1 ship plating.
Oh, interesting. It's a little bit difficult to switch into mech play in a situation like this. It's kind of like driving down the highway and then hitting the brakes and trying to turn it a 90-degree angle. You know, you can do it, but there's a pretty good chance you're going to like roll your car and end up in a ditch instead.
Yeah, he is going to need to make some tanks though. Right now, he's got so many barracks, and he's adding a third starport. He's going to do the starport switch that I've mentioned several times has not yet come to fruition. And you know, he's making, at this point, he's going to be making 6 Vikings at a time if he continues to use that third starport.
I get excited about TVT, man. I'm getting the nerd chills going right now after that engagement. That's
Dreamer
so
not
good.
really able to spend his money. He's got about 2,000 minerals in the bank. His limiting factor here is gas because he does not have any third command centers yet.
Well, what is Boxer going to do? He's loading up a lot of units. Could this be another engagement by him, or is he going to try to death drop this? Oh, hidden base for Dream. Interesting idea there.
Yeah, I like that.
More command centers as well.
Boxer still mining off 4 bases. It's not one of his 5th command serve, but for some reason did not finish. He's actually just now remaking it. Well, look at this. Dream has prepared, man, for the Vikings.
Oh, yeah.
Look at how many turrets he's making. He's got auto-sec tracking for those already.
Well, Boxer's just got a bunch of units in medevacs right now, and look at that. He finds the hidden base in the upper left. He's going to go kill it off right away, it looks like. Yeah, I believe he did just scout that. Maybe oh, never mind. That was red dot. I was looking at my monitor where everything is fuzzy. So, oh well. All right, looks like he's going to be able to deny this base. Yeah, maybe.
Well, there are a few tanks here. Boxer was not certain whether or not he could have broken in
He's
there.
making his army look smaller, too. That's a really clever thing that Boxer's doing. It's very risky, but also very clever. He needs to be really careful here. Oh, here we go.
Point
dropping on the tanks again.
Drops on the tanks, man. And you know what? It worked the first time. It looks like it's going to work the second time.
I think so. It's going to work again, it looks like. Not quite as well, though, because the upgrades have started to kick in for Dream. He's going to be able to reduce the tank numbers, but that's about it. Losing his entire army.
Most importantly, I feel Boxer lost every single Vikings. Now 11 Vikings to no Vikings, and then TVT, that is so important.
Every Viking, every medevac. 3-3 is just about to finish, though, for Boxer, so that's going to be helpful. He does have, you know, more bases mining. Well, not anymore. He's about tied. He still hasn't found that upper left base either. I was wrong about that earlier.
Yeah, he actually does not have gases at that base quite yet, though. He's only using that for minerals. It's a you know, decent way to snatch some minerals, but he needs gas now. You know, that's really his limiting factor here.
Yeah.
Dream does have 3 starports up and ready to go, though. He's actually got extra command centers made in his main base. In fact, 3 extra command centers to drop mules. I love that. He actually hasn't really transferred very many SCVs up there. He's just using that base to drop mules.
It's a good idea. He knows it's a huge risk. And Seeker Missile is on the way for Dream. That's pretty good against Bio, I gotta say.
Yeah, very true, especially when you have a huge Viking lead like Dream does.
Exactly. Although the way Boxer is playing too, it's like he's going to Seeker Missile his own tanks accidentally. So you got to be careful with it, definitely.
Well, Boxer going to engage here over at the Planetary. He's got a huge Bio Force, and Dream is way out of position. He does have a few tanks here.
I don't know if this is a good idea, Wolf.
I'm not sure. There's a point defense drone here as well. The Planetary doing sick damage to those Marines.
Yeah, looks like he's going to be able... Oh, is he going to get it?
Does get it. The crowd goes wild, man.
Wow, but another command center's immediately there.
Very true.
That's disheartening.
Boxer also knows about that base up at the top left now because a Marauder did scout it. He's going to double check, actually. He saw there was SCVs transferring there, so he double checks. The Marauder sees it now.
Right.
He's going to go up there and eliminate that one. It's planetary, so it can't lift, it can't escape.
Yep, Boxer does have the higher supply right now, just by a very slight amount here. And here we go. Boxer taking out that hidden base. There's nothing Dream can do about it.
Oh, and Dream just landed a ton of mules there, too. He's going to have to engage down a ramp where there's not going to be a concave. They're going to be stocked up. He just has so many 3-3 upgraded units, it doesn't matter.
So fast.
Yeah.
Boxer needs to be careful, though. It's a good thing that Dream's army is way out of position, but he's
Dream is moving a huge army through the middle of the map. Boxer scans it, he sees it.
Yeah, he's maxed out. And is Boxer going to come down and try to take that left base again? Could be the big point of contention on this map in this game.
I think he very well might.
Boxer's ship weapon upgrades are getting to be pretty good as well. Oh, is he? What's he doing? He's loading up things again. This is really kind of a new style of engaging. bio versus mech. I mean, yeah, you've seen some people do like little drops on tank lines, but Boxer is doing huge amounts.
OMG Boxer. He's getting the Corvid reactor. He's getting durable materials. He's getting secret missile, high-sec auto tracking, and building armor. Neo Steel frames next, maybe? I don't know. He's making extra command centers. This is the Slayer's Boxer we all know and love.
Yeah, absolutely. This is like, it's like, where has this guy been? You know, where has this Boxer been? I mean, he's been at foreign events, but he hasn't really been at the GSL for a while.
Well, you know what's scary is happening right now is Dream is getting +3 vehicle weapons.
Yeah.
That means those siege tanks are going to destroy anything they can shoot.
All right.
Well, Boxer going to catch a small group out of position here. He sees with a scan there's not much here, decides to kill it.
Yeah. And what's Boxer going to do? Is he going to actually go for it? I don't know, man. Does he know about that base on the bottom right? I don't know if he knows about it.
He actually does not. It's a very fortified base.
You know, he sees the SCVs. That should tip him off. Oh, he's so close. He is so close to seeing that base right now.
It's so funny because that base has a lot of turrets and a planetary at the top of the ramp, but Boxer has drop ships and he can just avoid all of that.
I know. I know.
Well, Dream just needs to push it here, man. He's waited too long.
He might catch Dream on siege here. Oh, no,
very well.
Good job there. Looks like Boxer's going for it. Oh, and he's not going to lose the medevacs either. Look at that. Secret Missile's not going to be too helpful in this case, but the point defense drone certainly will be. But look at how fast the tanks die. This is a brand new style of engaging. Boxer's showing us so cool right now.
Very true. I mean, Boxer's always known for his strategy and not his mechanics.
Yeah.
He is showing us some cool strategy, man.
You know, Boxer, he's got 3,500 gas right now. It's going to be nice for Ravens later on, but he really
battle
needs...
cruisers.
There's a big criticism I have for Boxer right now is he's not scouting the map as well as he could be. He's not checking bases fast enough.
Very true.
You know?
And Dream is just continuing to remax mech. I mean, that is, if you allow your opponent to remax mech, that means that you're probably doing something wrong.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, if you look at the Lorite part of the map, that is what's keeping Dream in the game right now. Boxer had found this and killed it. It looks like he's going to finally see it. Okay, there's the scan. He does finally see it.
He sees it, he's like, oh, I can't attack that.
Boxer takes out these bases. Dreamer's got Dream has got about one more big attack in him, and then Boxer should win. So we'll see how this goes. It's got a planetary, but it is a defensive planetary. Boxer can just fly right around it. Nothing's going to stop him there.
Yeah, he scans. He's making sure. He's like, is this real? He's like, is this what's going on?
Like, well, I guess he doesn't know about medevacs, but dropping into siege tank fire there. He's going to be able to clear a couple tanks. And he is losing a good amount of units to those tanks.
Yeah, that planetary has high-sec auto tracking. It's killing a lot of these units as well.
I don't know really what Boxer's doing here. This is a bit odd.
Well, there's no retreat for these units. The Dream Fleet has arrived.
The Dream Fleet?
The Dream Fleet.
The Dreamliner?
The Dreamliner.
All right, well, you know, he's making battle cruisers, but against that many Vikings, I don't know if that's actually going to work terribly well.
Well, right now, I'll give you guys some unit counts. Dream has 10 Vikings, 17 siege tanks, 2 Thors, 4 Marines, and a Raven. Boxer has 2 medevacs, 9 Vikings, 24 Marauders, 9 Marines, and 3 battle cruisers.
You know, this switch from bio into battle cruiser is actually something that we see in TVT on the NA server, believe it or not. I've casted some games from different online events where we've seen players do that in the West. Not really too much in Korea. So it's interesting to see Boxer going for that right now as well. There's the last person I saw do this, actually, and it's been a while. I saw Kawhi Rice do it in a couple games in a tournament about a month or 2 ago. So interesting to see Boxer doing that now in this game.
Boxer's going to try to break up the impenetrable ramp. It's not impenetrable to 3-3 Marauders.
3-3, man, that's pretty tough. And, you know, Boxer's going to take out this base, but he needs to be careful not to get his army a little bit trapped here.
Not lifting the orbital, does lift the second one.
All right, and is he going to go down and kill all those SCVs? No, he needs to run back and defend.
His army is out of position. Yeah, his army is way out of position. And now Dream has passed through Boxer's Venn diagrams. He scans, he sees.
The thing is, though, is if Boxer can defend against this, he basically has this game won.
It's going to be hard for him to even come home, though, because Dream's going to have such a nice entrenched position here. Those battle cruisers don't have that new speed boost upgrade yet, man.
He doesn't have the medevacs either. He doesn't have the medevacs to drop on the tanks. He really needs it right now. This game is going to be pretty exciting. Here he goes.
Both players have The ability to use Secret Missile if they
Dreams
want
and
to.
Runners coming in from behind as well.
Secret Missile goes down on all the Vikings.
Oh, man. And I don't know, does Boxer have enough?
It looks like he very well might, man.
One of those battle cruisers is so low health right now, but Boxer has enough air. He breaks it. And now those tanks are just going to run for their life. They see me rolling. They hating. Boxer's going to hate them right into oblivion.
Yeah, he will, man. It looks like Boxer has done it. He's won this game, transitioning into that airplay we were talking about from the very beginning. He knew, I'm just going to go for this later. I'm going to go bio until it doesn't work anymore, then do Battle Cruiser Viking.
And with those bases in the lower right destroyed, Dream is going to have a very hard time coming back. You can see Boxer 100 supply ahead right now. We may even see a GG actually very soon here. I think Boxer does have this game won. Look at that 3-3 on his Vikings.
He had better upgrades in that fight. That's why that battle went so well for him.
I didn't even know what those logos looked like, man. I mean, I assume they look the same, only red, but
it's 3-3 on Vikings, but also battle cruisers, man. Those are 3-3 battle cruisers.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen those in Starcraft before?
It's not the GSL, man.
Is this
maybe
fastest
like a 4v4,
possible map?
Those SCVs are really trying to repair that Marine to death. They finally do. They like try to kill him, but they're accidentally fixing his armor. They're like, no, we're not meaning to do this. All right, here comes Boxer.
Dream desperately trying to make missile turrets here to help hold, but the Marauders do not care.
This is a bit of a victory lap right now for Slayer's Boxer. Not a lot of tanks able to be made by Dream right now. And yeah, SCVs fighting 3-3 Vikings versus a Vikings Dream. Not going to work out very well. GG and Slayer's Boxer. Wow. He played a fantastic game right there. I'm so impressed.
3-3 battle cruisers. The crowd goes wild. I don't think we could have asked for anything better.
New game, new mouse pad apparently. Wow. He played so hard he used up that mouse pad, Wolf.
That's what happened, man.
Yeah, and Dream, you know, he played okay. He
didn't push his advantages ever. That's what I feel like happened. Boxer wasn't even harassing him. It's like there was no reason for him to have been home.
Yeah.
Boxer was just not harassing him during that middle part of the game where he was maxed out first.
Well,
he had really heavily upgraded mech, and he just never even slowly pushed across the map. He just always stayed back at home.
Well, the way Boxer, you just never see Bio engage mech just head on like that with the Medivacs. I mean, the style that Boxer was doing that has never been seen before in the GSL. So Dream, you know, might not have really been expecting that. But it worked so well. I mean,
it was
Boxer,
so weird that Dream did not target down the Medivacs.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
He even had point defense drones to deter his opponent's Viking shots. There was no reason for him not to target down the Medivacs. The first time, okay. You're not sure if there's units in those Medivacs. The second time, okay, you need to target it. The third time, I don't know what's going through your head.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, I guess we go to game 2. But fool me 3 times, that's code B material right there, man. Boxer's like, yeah, I totally dropped on his tanks. He wasn't expecting it.
When someone comes to like communicate with Boxer in his headset, he takes it off to listen. He doesn't like try to listen more closely.
Yep.
He's like, I'm getting a transmission. He like takes his headset off.
Receiving transmission.
Well, that was a pretty good battle cruiser impression.
Thank you.
That was good.
Thanks a lot. Someday I hope my voice sounds like Chris Cooley, Saruman. Maybe in like 50, 60 years, we'll see. Like I can hope, right? I'll have to develop that British accent too, but we can work on that. Game 2 is going to be played on Belshire Beach. MVP Dream fighting for his GSL life and Boxer fighting as well. It's going to be a very exciting game either way. The loading screen, the anticipation screen is commencing. And the game is commenced. Let's see who comes out on top. Dream versus Boxer here in the GSL. Let's get in the game.